Hey guys, what's up? It's Dark here with another gold challenge mode guide in the Prot Warrior No DK in the group series. Now today we're in Auchindoun and we are post patch 6.1, and as you can see I've upgraded my video equipment. I bought a webcam and a mic, so now you get to stare at my ugly mug for this whole video. So today we have a Prot Warrior, Frost Mage, Enhancement Shaman, Resto Druid and a BM Hunter. And we're going to start off in this first room with the 3 packs, and first we're going to go to the pack on the right, which has the main mob of interest, the Cleric. The Cleric's going to cast a thing called Void Shell, puts a shield on all nearby enemies. What you can do is, if you've got a priest in your group, you can use a priest to mass dispel it. Hunters can trank it off. Warriors, as you can see there, I'm running the shield slam glyph, and you can dispel it off with that also. So once you've got the Cleric down, you want to move to the pack to the left, and you want to get on the Soulbinder straight away. Now the Soulbinder will cast a thing called Bend Will. It's a 1-second cast. It'll come after the Mind Seer usually. It is really quick, and you need to make sure you interrupt this. If you don't, someone in your group will get mind controlled pretty much, and you're going to lose time. So once the Soulbinder's down, get straight onto the last pack at the top of the room, which will have a Spirit Tender in it. Now, note, if you're on a Blood DK, you can nearly pull all 3 of these packs or 2 of these packs in together. I found on my Brewmaster and the Prot Warrior, though, it was a little bit different. I was taking quite a bit of damage, especially on the Prot Warrior, and here with so much magic damage. But you just want to focus this pack down as quick as you can as well. The Spirit Tender is going to cast a Void Mending. You want to interrupt it or purge it off. It can also cast a Void Shift, which will take life from another mob to keep it alive. You can stun it though during this phase, so if you can lock this pack down, you can get through it quite quickly and get everything down around the same time. So once this Zealot's dead, we're going to move to the outside of the circle. Reason you move to the outside is when the roof caves in, you won't get stunned. So if you move to the outside, you can get a quick drink in and you can be ready to go once the boss pops up. Now the first boss, we're going to blow our Lust on. Now this first boss really, it's the exact same as Heroic. There's no real mechanical differences to it from Challenge Mode, or Heroic to Challenge Mode I should say. But you're going to blow your first Lust, you're going to pre-pot when he jumps pretty much. And in this one, we actually, if you've seen my monk video, it was pretty fucking messy on this boss. We actually do this one a lot better. You want to make sure that your group is moving around together so that you don't get cut off when he puts these smashes, these strikes into the ground. Now you can see that we've got 2 range sort of at the top there that are already spread out. You want to have your whole group shifting around with you around these lights and the lines. And the reason being is when he throws his shield, you don't want to lose so much DPS because you're fucking hightailing it across the other side of the room. Now you can see there, that's really not too bad. We don't have anybody that can stay out in this group, so we all have to run behind the shields. But rogues, you can cloak through it. DKs, you can AMS. Monks, you can diffuse magic through it. So if you do have one of those abilities, you can just stay out and pew pew through it. But we all had to run behind the shield. You want to be aiming to kill him either before or by the next shield toss. You really, you don't want to lose too much time on this guy. I mean, Auchindoun is quite forgiving in terms of its challenge mode timer anyway. But aim for, if you can, before the second shield to be killing him. And then you've got pretty good DPS and you're pretty well on track. You can see there, K did 25k DPS there as an enhancement shaman. So, if you got someone pulling those kind of numbers in your group, you're well off. Now, we're going into the corridor now. The corridors consist of 5 pulls. 4 small pulls, and the last one being a pull of 5, which is fucking nasty. Now the Arbiter here is your first focus mob. Normally Warrior Charge would stop that. I ran Warbringer in here, and the charge didn't stop it, so I'm not too sure if they've changed that or what sort of happened there. But the main thing you want to watch with the Arbiter is the Arbiter's Hammer. Now Warriors, we can Spell Reflect it. DKs, you can Dark Sim it. If you get hit with it, it stuns you and it does quite a bit of fucking damage. If you were chain pulling these mobs and you got stunned, you'd probably be GG. So just be wary of that. Have somebody set up or have some kind of vocal communication in regards to who's interrupting that. The next pack you're going to move up to, the focus mobs, the Magus. Now the Magus will cast an Arcane Bomb. It's the purple orbs that come out around him there, you can see. If you've got a DMS, they can pop AMS and just go soak them up, or a monk with diffuse magic. Otherwise, you just want to move out of the way. He'll also cast an Arcane Bolt, which you can Spell Reflect and Dark Sim. The next group we're going to move up to is the Soul Priest for focus. Now the Soul Priest will cast a Shadow Word Pain. It's high damage and you want to dispel it ASAP. He'll also cast a Fear in that black shit you can see there. You just don't want to be standing in that. I haven't really made any mention of these defenders that are in each of these packs either, because basically they don't do fucking anything. You just want to do the focus mobs, and just as soon as they're dead, drag up to the next pack. So once the Soul Priest is down, you want to drag up to the next pack, which has got an Arbiter and a Magus in it. Now what we do is we focus down the Magus, and you want to make sure that you have somebody designated to the Arbiter's Hammers Interrupts on the Arbiter. Reason being, as I was saying before, in this kind of pack, when you got a couple of defenders up, the Magus going, if you get stunned, you really probably won't die, but it'll put a lot of extra strain on your healer, which you just don't need to do. So have somebody designated to Arbiter Interrupts, get the Magus down, then get the Arbiter down, and then worry about the defender. Now, once we've got through this pack, it is time to balls up on the Prot Warrior and go for the next pack of 5. The next pack of 5 is probably the hardest pull in here. It's the Warden, Magus, Soul Priest, and 2 defenders. Now on a DK, you pop Army here, and you just don't have to worry about anything. You just cruise through it. On the Prot Warrior, however, it was a little bit different. You obviously can't CC going for gold. Well, you probably could, but, you know, who the fuck CC's going for gold? So we get in here, and we're going to focus down the water ASAP. The Warden, sorry. The reason we're focusing down the Warden is because he will do that chain pull. He'll drop that that pink fluffy cloud of shit on the ground. And if you get dragged into it, stunned, and stand in it, you're probably going to perish. So focus down the Warden. Once the Warden's dead, once any mob in this pack is dead, it becomes ridiculously easy. And you can see we just fucking blew face through that one with our AoE DPS. Prot Warriors, AoE DPS. We are machines for that. We may take a shitload of damage. We're much better post-patch 6.1, but our AoE damage, we're just amazing with Ravager and Brostorm. So once you've got through that pack, as I said, focus down the Warden, then get either the Magus or the Soul Priest down, and then just take out your last 2 defenders. Stun lock them, shockwaves work, things like that. If you've got a Monk, Breath of Fire, Glyph with Serenity is amazing. So once they're down, we're on to the second boss. And the second boss is really fucking easy. Second boss, you're just going to stand in the middle. You're going to spell reflect the Mind Spikes if you can. If you interrupt a Mind Spike and get a spell reflect up, you'll most likely get the Shadow Word Pain dot on her, which is awesome. DK, same for you. If you Mind Freeze it and then get Dark Sim up, you'll end up with the Shadow Word Pain dot. The reason we tank in the middle is, as you can see, when the Soul Vessel pops, means that we don't have to run across the room to get into it and lose DPS. It also means that melee can stand in the Soul Vessel and continue to DPS her and not lose any time. Again, though, rogues can Cloak of Shadows out of it, DKs can stay out in AMS, monks can diffuse magic. When the ads pop up here, ignore the ads and just smash the boss's face down. I just popped a Ravager down pretty much to grab the ads. It was kind of meter padding as well, so I didn't look so bad. But you really want to ignore the ads and just smash down the boss. So once Soulbinder is down, we are moving further up the corridor toward this third boss, and we are going to get an Infernal straight off. Now, if you've got a Druid in your group, the Druids can actually just chain roots these fuckers in place. You spam chain roots and everyone just kills it in place. What I did want to do, and we had 2 people in this group that hadn't done Auchindoun Gold before, so we were kind of explaining things as we were going. I really wanted to have this Infernal kited up the hall. It's going the wrong way. I wanted him to be up on this imp, so we kind of dicked around and wasted a little bit of time there. But I basically got myself and Cade up here onto these 2 imps. These guys are really easy to manage. Like, you can take care of a double Fell Blast with Shockwave. If you need to, you can pop a Spell Reflect. Spell Reflect does a fuck ton of damage with Fell Blast, guys. On a DK as well, you can Dark Sim that and things like that. But now we kind of get the Infernal up here. And now we're pulling the Fell Guard. So this is kind of how I wanted it to go straight off the bat. That Infernal is really fucking easy to deal with. So I kite it up, get onto those 2 imps first. With the Fell Guards, basically you just want to make sure that you're facing them away. Every time he goes to Fell Stomp, you want to run out of the way. It's pretty fucking easy. If you stand there, you'll get punted backwards. If a DPS is standing in it, they've probably got a good chance to die. So you don't want to kill your own team with this. So just be wary of that as you keep moving up. Obviously, watch the Tricksters, as they will fucking disorientate you. They're a real pain in the ass in here, so just watch for them. Now, this pack here is a little bit tricky with the 4. I'd leap into the middle and I drop a Fear Bomb. I've got the Fear Glyph so they don't move. It's amazing in here just for a quick interrupt, guys. We've got Cap Totems, Shockwave again. We actually end up Cycloning one to make sure. Obviously, Shockwave is such an amazing talent. When it hits 3 targets, it's reduced to a 20-second cooldown. So, you know, if you're not running Shockwaves in challenge modes as a warrior, you know, I mean, you may be able to because your group's got amazing stuns, but otherwise it's just so amazing. It's a must, I think. Now this next room, again, we were kind of explaining this on the fly, so it's why it's a little bit fuck-eyed. There's 6 imps in this room and 3 Felguards. Now, generally on a Blood DK, you run into the middle, you drop mass grip, you lock them down, and you kill everything. Obviously, on a warrior, we don't have that ability. What I wanted to do is assign 4 interrupts to the right side of the room, have the 4 interrupts go off, and then move over to that left side where the remaining 2 are over that side. It didn't kind of happen. People were like, just go, fuck it, don't worry about it, because I'd marked all this shit up. So we just kind of made do with it. But as long as you've got interrupts, you're being vocal. Engineers can use frag belt grenades on these guys to restart the Fel Blast cast. Use your spell reflex. You're going to be okay. And again, Fel Stomps, make sure they're facing away from your group and you're not standing in them. Also, one thing to notice, you can see the Fel Blast cast. They're 6-second casts. They go for fucking ever. If what I was doing there is I was just waiting for it to get to the end rather than charging and taking aggro, they're going onto me and they're having 1 second left on their cast. I let them reset, so I had another 6 seconds before we had to deal with anything on their cast. So get these guys down. They really shouldn't give you too much trouble. And as you can see, you don't need a Blood DK to be able to run into the middle, grip them all, and do all this room in one pull. You know, you still can just pull. You can pull them one at a time if you want. You don't even have to pull the 2 together like we did on the right side, and you can still make gold. We still make gold quite comfortably. So just take your time in here. It's not worth wiping in here because you're trying to go too big dick if you're not capable of it. So once these guys are down, we are going to get on to the 3rd boss where lots of things can go wrong too. But generally, if you've got to this stage and you've got through, you're generally going to be okay. Prot Warrior's biggest thing on Azakel is the Fel Lash. Now, what I did on the Fel Lash is I kited him away. DK, you can stand there, take it to the face. Fel Lash, easiest thing to do, get punted away. You've now got 100% damage debuff on you. Let him come to you, heroic leap the other way. By the time he gets back to you, it's gone. Easy fix. Big thing on Azakel is you just want to pump him as hard as you can, no homo, in the first phase. Reason being is that you really do not want 2 phase transitions in this fight. You need to be only getting through with 1. If you're getting through with 2, you're really fucking slow. You can see there's a big green circle that was on the map there. That is where the Felguard is going to spawn. It's kind of running off now. I've got him coming back. And there's also going to be 3 imps that are going to spawn as well. And you just want to get them down as quick as you can. You don't really want to be focusing down the Felguard at all. When Azakel comes back, you're going to see he'll spread out that giant line of fire. You obviously want to move out of the fire for your melee so they have access to him. You want to watch the little tricksters, and I actually got hit by a Fel Stomp there moving back as well, which is pretty terrible. So I didn't die, as I said, on the tank. A stomp isn't going to kill you. It may kill one of your DPS though, so just be wary of that. So you want to get Azakel down as quick as you possibly can. You can see the damage does ramp up quite a little bit on this. Here's another Fel Lash. Again, with the Fel Lash doing the exact same thing. I'm going to let him come to me. I'm going to heroic leap the other way. By the time he gets back to me, the dot's dropped off. I will definitely say though, 6.1 damage is a lot smoother on the warrior with the defensive stance buff and the nearly 25% buff to shield barrier. So it is certainly a lot easier now, but we still do take quite a lot of damage. So unless your healer's amazing and doesn't mind the stress, I still would recommend kiting the Fel Lash away. So then we are on to the next platform. Now, as you can see from my monk video, they have now fixed the enemy count in here. We're 45 of 48 enemies. So what we're going to do is, again, we were in here with Pug, so things kind of didn't go to plan. Generally, we would just ignore that imp there, but it's already been broken out with AoE. You just want to smash down Durog here. You do not want to worry about her little imp friend. Reason being is there's 3 platforms. There's 1 main mob as such on each platform. That's 48 for your 48 mob count. So get her down as quick as you can. You want to make sure that you interrupt or stun the Cauterized Master. And then you can just spell reflect the shadow bolts and whatnot. But Cauterize Master, make sure that you're stunning that or interrupting that one. That's the big one. So once she's down the imp, we'll despawn. We're clicking on the next, and we're going across to this next platform. Now, as you can see, this next one has the big demon dude that bro storms in it. Again, we're going to ignore him now. Rogues are amazing in here. Every time he bro storms, get your rogue to kidney shot him to lock him down. It'll just stop the cast, and you don't have to worry about it at all. You do want to focus Gulkosh here. He'll do a Shadow Bolt. He'll do a Drain Life. You want to make sure you've got an interrupt for the Drain Life. As you can see, I Shockwave the Bro Storm there. You could try and time a Cap Totem for it, but we sort of weren't able to do that. So next time he's going to Bro Storm, I'm not going to have Shockwave up. So all you're going to do is just kite it away. And make sure you're getting the Drain Lives. The Shadow Bolts don't hit for a lot. If you can Spell Reflect them when they're up, of course, go for it. But otherwise, you can see a Frost Nova kind of keeps him in place there as well. But don't waste time DPSing the Bro Storm Demon. Just smash Gulkosh down. He's got a fuck ton of HP and takes forever to die. You can see we got 3 minutes 15 now. We've still got one platform and the boss to go. So we still make it quite comfortably. Terran's a really fucking easy fight. You want to make sure you save heroism for Terran. But he's quite an easy fight otherwise. This challenge mode's actually really fucking easy. It's definitely the easiest of all of them. So then we're on to the last platform, Gromtosh, or however the fuck, Gromatosh, I don't know how you say it. His Void Reaver is going to despawn straight away, and you just want to smash his face down. Now he'll cast Incinerates and Immolates. If you can Spell Reflect the Immolates, does a fucking ass ton of damage to him, so Spell Reflect the Immolates if you can. The Incinerates don't do too much in the way of damage, and all you want to do is make sure that you have some kind of interrupt up should he cast a Rain of Fire and you need to move him, because the last thing you want to do is have your melee hanging off him and not being able to touch him because you can't move him. You're losing time, you're losing DPS. So once he's down, you're on the last platform. You want to get onto Terran's platform and you want to go and pull. You want to pop hero and go fucking balls to the walls. Now we're pulling at about 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and we are just going balls deep on Terran. Now you want to pop hero at the start here and get as much damage into Terran as you can. Reason being is he'll do his little phase transition where he'll just stand there while he channels his little power cast, and you can just keep smashing him. So that's the idea of popping hero at the start here and not at the phase change. So just smash him down. This should be a really quick fight. Again, he'll pop a Chaos Bolt. You want to make sure that you've got an interrupt or a Spell Reflect up for that if you're comfortable with timing it. He'll cast a Rain of Fire. You want to make sure that you've got an interrupt up for getting rid of that one. The Druid can just, as you can see in the middle there, can just chain roots the Infernal. If you don't have a Druid, you're just going to have to kite it around. The Incinerates do not do a whole lot of damage. The Chaos Bolt's the big one to interrupt, and the Immolate, if you can Spell Reflect the Immolate, does an arse ton of damage as well. You can see my Spell Reflects down though when this one's up. So that is pretty much it, guys. He is a really simple fight. If it goes on for too long, the damage can really ramp up with the Seed of Corruption and that. Just watch your debuffs. If you do have Seed of Corruption on you, make sure you're not standing next to people when the debuff goes off. Use your health pots and things like that when you're going to take that big burst of damage. But there it is. We finish it with 51 seconds left on the timer as a Prot Warrior, no DK in the group, and 2 pugs. So it's very doable, guys, with the Prot Warriors. So I hope you've enjoyed the guide. If you're working on it at the moment, good luck. And if you need any help whatsoever, hit me up. Cheers, guys.